6 months can really make a difference. Honestly, like 2 weeks can make a difference. 6 months later, I'm going to tell you if I'm still using some of these products or not, because that is the determining factor for me as to whether or not this will become a favorites, a Brits picks. If you want to see my current favorites, I have a condensed list for you back on the website. It is very easy, one pager, done and done. I do re-review these things, so I thought, why am I not talking to you about it? This is kind of helpful information, I hope. So here I am. The first product that I'm going to be talking about is the ZIIP microcurrent device. This is the Halo. I first reviewed this back in 2024 and I liked it. And you can see all of the reviews if you want to. I'm going to link to everything below. But I did note that consistency is key. I liked the app. I liked the little routines that I could do on my face then. My skin responded really well to it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I would say maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was looking at my forehead after a different test and it looked pretty bad. Lines were more pronounced and my 11s were way more pronounced. And I was like, what? So I ended that test and I brought the ZIIP back out. And at that time, the brand reached out, which was like stars are aligning. So this is sponsored by ZIIP. This time around, I wanted to do something a little bit different and just focus on my forehead, mainly for the lines and just skin tone and texture. You're going to see a before and after. I checked with the brand and I said, is 2 weeks enough time? And they said, yes, 2 weeks is enough time to start seeing results again. So I brought it back into the rotation. In terms of gels, I use the silver gel. I have also used the electric complex gel. So the gels are 30% off at ZIIP right now. Plus you can use my code BWHalo to get an extra deal on that. They have 8 new treatments in their app by Skin Concern. So there's like a bit of an update there. I still really like this. I heard feedback when I first switched from the older model to the newer model. Some people did not like this newer model. I happen to love it. I feel like it's easier to get into corners on my face and it's going strong. I tend to really like freeform. And for the last about 2.5 weeks, I have been applying the gel to my forehead and then I just do this motion. And I do that on one side, I do it on the other side. We're done. That's it. It's under 10 minutes for sure. So the before and after is what you want to see. I get it. The before was not good, not cute. I didn't really notice my 11s looking that much different until I put them next to each other. And actually, what I saw was my 11s had a very strong response to this. Always natural light. It's at the same time of day. I try and control all of those different variables. It is currently 20% off. So, this is their Black Friday deal. If you were waiting to see what they were going to do, that's the deal. You can also use my code BWHalo. The next, this is the Saie Creal Face Flex Concealer. I'm not going to say this is the only multitasker that you can use out there in terms of concealing, but my skin loves this stuff. I have gone down to the very bottom of this container because I have not only been using it under my eyes, I have been using it in combination with bronzing drops. I've been using it in combination with face oils when I need a little bit more oomph and moisture. Or I just put on an SPF and then even out redness where I have it on my cheeks. So 6 months later, I am still using this. The price point is really high on this. So like I said, I'm not going to say it's the only one out there. You can check other concealers. I still think it's a really good option and hasn't irritated my skin, doesn't have a scent to it, isn't separating yet in the container. I'm still a fan. The next is another device, which I panned a little bit, Solawave red light device. So I used this in conjunction with the ZIIP Halo. And the thing that stood out to me the most here was that the texture of my skin changed. It still does that. It still makes it feel, I don't know, like satin. There's something that goes on here. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. I, however, am not reaching for this at all. So I just wasn't seeing enough of the claims follow through, specifically red light claims. And it's just kind of such a small area. I do think that this is something that has helped people who have acne prone skin. I seem to see more positive reviews. I don't know if they're honest or not, really. I couldn't tell you. The narrative out there is that this works a little bit better for those who are suffering from acne and need something that they can use that's a little bit smaller to get into areas. And some people just find it really relaxing. I'm not one of those people. It's not for me. 6 months later, am I using it? No. The next is from Merit. So this is the Merit uniform. This was their tinted sunscreen launch this year. I did not dislike it. I thought it performed really well. And I always compared it to the Saie Slip Tint. Sorry, the Saie Slip Tint cap just gets to be a hot mess for me. Just the messiest cap, and it always cracks. They seemed pretty similar to me. The opacity on the Merit was really strong. However, this started to kind of bug my skin. It's a personal and subjective point of view. Just because it happened to me does not mean it's going to happen to you, but it irritated my skin after a while, or it made it a little bit sensitive. I didn't have a reaction from it, but it made it a little sensitive. And I end up just reaching for the slip tint. I reach for this all the time. I have it in 3, I have it in 3.5 now, I have it in 4. I just love it. I still love it, always love it. Been there since the very beginning. 3 more to go. One of these I think is going to be a surprise for you. We have the ACT+ACRE shampoo. This is the cold process hair cleanse. I had that and the conditioner. I didn't really love their hair serum, although I did see baby hairs, so it's doing something. It just wasn't a wow, wow, wow for that. However, I used it in conjunction with their shampoo and conditioner. I don't know what was going on, but I found that to be very stripping on the hair. I don't know why, because that's not at all what it's supposed to do. If it helps, because I don't think this is happening to everybody, and I don't think it will automatically happen to you. Hair can be finicky. So I have fine hair, I have color treated hair, I heat style my hair. It just didn't work for my hair. An alternative that I have been liking, not loving, but really, really liking is the Chia Advanced Volumizing Bond Repair Powerful Conditioner, Powerful Shampoo. So this is the Bond Repair line, their powerful line. I really wish this wasn't in black plastic. I'm actually surprised. Full review is going to come soon for this. I have been using it a lot, especially when I'm testing other products, and I keep going back to this. So I'm like, okay, it's showing up. It's showing up pretty well for me. So I would use that as an alternative to ACT+ACRE. And I am testing another shampoo and conditioner after the Chia. The next, the Jolie Showerhead filter. So this is a very polarizing product. This is not one that I would continue using for one reason only. This is so hard to switch filters out of. Like, I need the jaws of life. I still can't open it. I'm going to have to bring it again to the gym and have somebody with muscles bigger than mine figure out how to take this off. And the last time this happened, the customer service was very strong. They sent me a new shower head filter as a replacement, which I appreciated, but it's super wasteful. This is a bulky item, and then it's just gonna, landfill. I want something that I can keep using and switch filters out. And the alternative that I've gone back to now is Canopy. They just have more bells and whistles. From a utility perspective, it's the easiest filter switch out. You press it in, you open it up, you put the new filter in. Finally, 6 months later, you all know that I was freaking out about the Toups Co foundation. I have a full review of this, and then I realized that it's a white label formula. I'm not trying to publicize that, but I asked Toups about it, and they were sort of wishy-washy. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Still really loved this formula, and now I have the With Simplicity. They responded very quickly. They were very transparent. Using up my Toups because I really love this foundation for a medium coverage foundation, and I can get it for less with Simplicity. And a random side note, I don't align as much with the messaging that comes from Toups as I do as with Simplicity. That's probably the farthest thing down the list. I mean, I like it because it's the price. I like their customer service. That stands out more. But the brand values, I don't really. I still question tallow being used in the ways that it's being used. Haven't dug deep into that yet, so I don't have a thoughtful response. But it's definitely like making my spidey senses go off. Like, no, I won't be using tubes. I will be using With Simplicity going forward. 6 months can really make a difference. Honestly, like 2 weeks can make a difference if we're looking at my forehead and the ZIIP Halo. You can get the deals that I mentioned before. They have that promo running right now. Jump on it if you want to invest and you've been kind of hesitant about it. If you found this helpful, don't forget to take 2 seconds, hit that like button. I will be back with more honest reviews. Until then,